All right, guys, what's up? And welcome. I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit more time on the timer. I'm going to put about 1 more minute, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So go ahead and comment below where you're coming in from. If you're ready to rumble, are you ready? About to be some action-packedness going on. What's up? And welcome to some Empower. It's about to get wild. It's about to get bananas. It's about to get spazzy. Yes, I just said that. Get ready to roll. Christina, how you doing? Brittany, how you doing? Courtney, how you doing? What is up, guys? And welcome to literally the best day of your life. If you haven't commented below where you're dialing in from, do that right now. Oh. Started here in about 10 seconds. About 10 segundos. Now it's like 6 segundos. I don't know. Okay, I'm just going to shut up. All right, let's go ahead. Let's start now. All right, hello. What's up, guys? And if you're just like ready and ecstatic to, like, I'm talking blast off this morning to kick off this week. This video, it should have been on Monday, to tell you the truth. It absolutely should have been. Why? Because it's the motivation station. We're going to take a little bit of a break from what we're doing in the psychology of selling anything. Why? Because I come to the conclusion, and there is a very interesting thing that I arrived at, and that thing is that what good is the use of sales? What good is the use of knowing thyself if you don't know how to juice up with your own motivation station? Oh yeah. I'm ready to rock. Are you ready to rock? 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 Just say it with me right now. I'm ready to rock. 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 Did you maybe find in doing that, you got a little bit more energy? You got a little bit more excited? Possibly. Now, what I want you to do right here in this moment is huge. And when last night I had a Zoom, and I had a Zoom with some awesome rock stars, and if you guys are on here, like, kudos to you. If you're not on here just quite yet, you need to go and get onto this thing. Okay, so check this out. What I'd like you to do right here, right now, find a spot in your chair or wherever it is that you're at. Shoulders big, man, shoulders big. Arms out like this. Hold it there for a second. Like you take your head, start going side to side. Okay, side to side. Side to side. Yep, side to side. Yep, side to side. Okay, you got it? You got it? You got it? Okay, now take your arms up in the air. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. All right, next step, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take your arms and go side to side. Side to side. Whoo, 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 whoo. So much that your butt starts to move off of the seat. All right? All right. Whoo, 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 whoo. Okay, now while we're doing this, I want you to open up your mouth and go, woo, 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 woo. After you're done, roll your shoulders back, unkink your neck. Tell me that you don't feel a whole lot better. Absolutely. And there's a reason for that. When you shift your anatomy, when you shift your physiology, something changes in you. Something changes in me. There's an instant feel of absolute awesomeness when your body gets moving in the right directions. Notice that your body, we didn't really give it too much right direction. It just needed to know kind of what to do, right? So our arms are out. Yes, we go right, left, right, left. In that moment, we knew exactly what we were doing, right? When our arms were up in the air, We knew exactly what we were doing. When we were going side to side, you knew exactly what you were doing. Did you not? Well, too many people, when they start their days, they think they know what they're doing, but they really don't. They're following this constant, unprecedented routine that is literally killing them. They move in the same exact way. You know what that's called when you move in the same exact way over and over and over and over? I'm talking over and over and over and over and over again. You know what that's called? It's called eventual plateau. Because you're going to eventually plateau. You're going to become so used to those specific movements that it's just going to become a routine. And then what happens when you get into this point of routine? Your body does this thing called atrophy. Why? Because the muscle fibers are not getting broken down properly anymore. It's going away. Starts deteriorating. And that was just in reference to your body. Could you imagine what ultimate deterioration would look like if you went through just doing the same thing every single day, over and over and over and over and over again? You wouldn't be motivated. I wouldn't be motivated. No. So before we go ahead and get into this awesome motivation station train today, baby, I need your permission. Because I'm going to give you 10 stations, 10 different stops that you must do, you must incorporate in order to have this continual motivation day in and day out. So you're moving day in and day out. So you're grooving day in and what? Come on, say it with me now. Day out. By the way, if you're already fired up on this video, hit the like button or love button, comment below. If you haven't already gone and done that, do that right now. Why? Because that is the first step to possibly doing something different. Now, like I always do I have your permission to speak a little bit of that thing called truth, to speak some life, and be completely, I'm talking and utterly, real, upfront, and blunt with you this morning? Do I have your permission to do that? If so, I need you to comment below, yes! If the answer is no, what are you doing? I don't need any motivation, Jay. Oh boy, I'm about to go and put something under your butt that you ain't never had under your butt. Are you ready? Need you to comment below yes. Comment below yes. Comment below yes. If I got that permission, take the right hand, man, close the fist, make your power dot. So whenever life does get in the way, you say what? Shamanahaya. Shamanalanda. And you pop it before it pops you. Place over your heart, repeat after me. It's my dot. I define my life, nobody else. I take full responsibility for myself. And today's my day. And it will absolutely, most always positively be, should you, should I, should we step in to the motivation station? Should we get a ticket to the motivation station? Do you lack motivation? Do you lack that will? Maybe that next level of you that when you're watching a movie or you are listening to a song and you feel this thing on the inside of you and this thing is just screaming and it says, let me out. But for whatever reason, we then get faced with this thing called fear, or we get faced with this thing called anxiety, or we get faced with this thing called dilemma, we get faced with this thing called midlife crisis, we get faced with this thing called life. And for whatever reason, you pull back the reins just a little bit. You don't really step into who you're actually supposed to be, who you actually know you are. Little story for you. Just yesterday, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. And as I'm laying there in bed, I look up and I hear this little thing on the inside of me. And it says, J, story. It didn't make sense to me at the time. So I woke up, I went downstairs, and I was like, story, what the heck, story? Aha! What's my story? And so I sat there because I wasn't satisfied. Are you not satisfied right now? I mean, it could be in your life, it could be in your business, it could be your relationship, your marriage, your kids, your money. I don't know what area it is. You may not be satisfied. I wasn't satisfied. I didn't even know with what I wasn't satisfied with. I had no idea. So I went over my story and I was like, man, yeah, my story, it starts back when my dad, he passed away, and then it turned me to drugs, and it turned me to abuse, and all these negative pieces to my puzzle, and then it led me to be homeless for almost 4 years. And in that 4-year journey, I was reading, I was studying, I was developing, I was becoming this next version of who I was. I thought that was my story. Come to find out, it wasn't my story. In fact, it was far from it. I need a little sip of water for this because it's about to get nuts. So, I come down here at 3 o'clock in the morning, and as I'm down here, I grab my notebook, and I was like, all right, Jared, what is your story, man? What is the dang thing? Because clearly, it is nothing to do with what you were saying. It wasn't full. It wasn't real to the core. Not that what didn't happen, because it absolutely happened. Just like whatever happened to you, it happened. Whatever life dilemma that you maybe battled or experienced, you did it. I did it. It happened to us. We can't change that. But is that the real story? You're trying to get motivated, I'm trying to get motivated, but I can't find no sense of motivation in my story. Why? Because it hasn't been created yet. It hasn't been written yet, literally and figuratively. So I grab a pen, and I open up this notebook, and I was like, oh my gosh. What is my story? What is your story, Jared? Because you're missing out on a lot of pieces to your story that actually leads up to who you are. So I start writing, and I can't stop writing what this story was. Just like you have a story. Do you know that you are a rock star? You are. You have a story. You have a message. You have a vision, a unique vision at that needs to be shared. And when it's shared, what does that do? It gives other people permission to succeed, to let their light, boom, explode out of them and radiate like the dang rays of the sun. You do. You do. You do. You have the story. For me, it began back when I was 5. Not when I was 20. And when I was 5, I wake up, it's a Saturday morning, and I see the sun peeking in through the window. I get out of my bed, and I go and I look in my parents' bedroom, and I can't find Mom. I can't find Dad. So I didn't really think anything of it, and here I am in this trailer. Many people think that, oh no, Jay, you didn't have it rough. Oh boy. Here I am in this trailer. Nasty trailer park. I go into the kitchen. I go and snag me up a bowl of Frosted Flakes. I get the bowl of Frosted Flakes, I come out into the living room, and I turn on the TV for what? Come on now, a lost art has been just completely vanished out of modern day society, and that was Saturday morning cartoons. Somebody give me an amen, shamanahaya, shamanahanda. Saturday morning cartoons, man. Turn me on some Saturday morning cartoons. And you know what I saw for the very first time when I was 5 years old? I turn it on, and all of a sudden, I hear this song. my stuff, man. Ugh. Goodness gracious. I hear this come on, and I'm like, what the heck is this, man? Are you serious? I got a bowl of Frosted Flakes, and I'm just sitting like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Who are these guys? Do you know who this is? Do you know who this is? Have you ever possibly seen this show? You ever seen it? Do you know what it is? In fact, I need you to comment below if you know what it is. Because I'm about to tell you. Go Power Rangers! Ah, it's my stuff, man. Oh my gosh. Can't get over it. So I'm sitting in this living room. This song is playing in the background. Very first episode. All of a sudden the door bursts open. My mom's in absolute tears. She comes over to me while I'm just in absolute trance. Hands me the phone, bawling. And I say, hello? On the other end, I hear, how's my boy doing? And I said, hey, Dad, where are you? I haven't seen my dad in a couple of days. And he tells me, son, I'm not going to be coming home for a while. Why? I messed up really bad, son. So what I need you to do, I need you to become the man of the house. I need you to take care of your mom and sister. Can you do that for me, son? And here I am, 5. Yeah. When are you going to be home? I don't know. It'll be a long time. I was like, Dad. No, like, you got to come home. You have to. I was like, do I need to clean my room? I'll listen. Just come home, please. My mom took the phone. Right after she took the phone, she goes outside. I go back and I look at the screen. And in that moment, there was the very first battle scene for Power Rangers. Right after they got their morphers, right after they had gotten this new responsibility. And I just related so much with the Power Rangers. Because they got this responsibility thrown on them out of nowhere. They didn't sign up for it. They were just minding their own business. They didn't do anything to get thrown in the midst of chaos. They didn't do anything for it. I didn't do anything for it. They get done, and they morph for the very first time. Tyrannosaurus Rex! And the Red Ranger was always my favorite Ranger. Always! And after they get done fighting for the very first time, they teleport into the air. And when that happened, it was like I became the Red Ranger. I had to. Because no one had any idea of what was happening as they were getting teleported out of the air. They're like, what's going on? Jason, what's happening? What are we going to do? And Jason's the last one to teleport. And he says, we're going to save the world. And they all land, and then they go and they gear up. just to find on the other side this massive being, this massive creature named Gordon. They were fighting their massive creature called Gordon. And here I am, a 5-year-old, who now has to fight a massive creature called life. The power lies on their side. Oh, gosh, man. I've listened to this song like 500 times, to tell you. In the past day. I wonder for the longest time, why weren't things clicking? Why was I the person that I was? Why are you the person you are? I ran from this thing for so long. And then I had to make up this story in my head that I wasn't good enough. If I was good enough, my dad wouldn't have left me. So what did I have to do? I go into this overachiever mode, and I start being this ass kisser. I start being the teacher's pet. I start being the one who everyone had to turn to get their day saved. Always. I had to morph, always. I'm not going to get into the rest of the story right now. But that was the missing piece. Have you created your story? Have you actually been brave enough and bold enough to go back to that point, to that time that absolutely terrifies you the most? The time that you were running from, the time that is actually holding you back and preventing you from the real version of you. I've never felt more alive than when I listen to the Power Rangers theme song. Why? Because I found my identity back when I was 5, when this forced reality, this forced responsibility got thrown on this young boy. His heart's broken. He doesn't know what else to do except, I don't know. I just gotta save the world, man. I don't know. So those of you who want to know why I do what I do, like you want to know why it doesn't stop, why the endless drive is always there. Is this my duty? What's yours? And in order to craft this thing called a vision, your vision, my vision, all of our visions, in order to craft this thing, you have to, and I'm going to say this again, you absolutely have to craft your real story. The story that at any point in time can make you cry just at the split thought of it. With no holding back. Almost as if you want to go and share it just for the sole sake of bringing that real version of you out. Your vision, you are not going to be able to craft and construct your real vision until you know who you are, until you face who you are, until you stop running from who you are. That's step number 1 to this 10-step sequence, this 10-step formula. Because if you don't know who you are, if you don't craft that message, if you don't face that absolute truth, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Read this. Understand this. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Many of you have been going through this thing over and over and over and over again. You're wondering why your life situation or circumstances, it is not improving. It's either doing the same routine movements over and over and over and over and over again, or you absolutely despise whatever it is that you're doing. You ever gone and watched a movie and you hear someone sing, you hear someone dance, you hear the absolute amazing bliss or the amazing gift that is shared through the screen? Do you ever have that? That is that person's gift getting exposed through the screen, speaking to the inner version of you that says, hey, wake up! You're better than this. It's supposed to be you on the screen. It's supposed to be you singing the song. It's supposed to be you helping those people. It's supposed to be you doing this and you doing that, not the other person. But how on earth are we supposed to get there if we don't know where we're going? Because then there will be so many roads, so many obstacles, so many different paths to choose from. 1 week I'm doing this, next week I'm doing that. 1 week I'm doing this, next week I'm doing that. All to leave you hung dry in this destination or place that you don't want to be at. I don't want to be at. I don't want to be where I'm at right now. Though I'm extremely thankful, grateful, and blessed, no, I don't want to be where I'm at right now. Why? Because the Red Ranger is awake, man. He's ready to go. No one will ever take them down. Right? I feel great. Oh, man, I'm freaking fired up. Why? Because the vision could now align with the story. It could align fully. Now, the second step, it can allow you to know where you're actually supposed to go. Not just where you're going to end up on some deserted island of derelict. No! No! You actually know where you are going to go. Now, as this process happens, and as this journey happens for you, as it happens for me, and we have the story, we have the vision, we know where we're going. In fact, if you know where you're going, comment it below. Comment it below. The more that you comment it below, the more that you're interactive with it, you're stating, hey, I am interactive with this version of me. I'm interactive here. This is where I define my dot. I couldn't define my dang dot for the longest time. And now I can. And because of that, I can share that with you. I can share my message. I can share my story in hopes that maybe the little girl comes out in you. Maybe the little boy comes out in you. And you actually go back to that place. I don't know where it was. I don't know what happened. I don't know. And we face that. And we use that as a propeller to blast us into the exact road in the exact space that we need to be. So then when you get fronted with anything in life, when anything in life happens, and then you end up saying, why me, why me, why me? Take a step back, knock it in the face, and say, try me. You will not be able to do this unless you have your story, your vision. You know where you're going. You notice how all these fall in sequential order? You notice? It's powerful. Your story is a story worth telling. When anything in life happens, you say, why me? take a step back, knock it in the face, and you say, man, I wish you would. Try me, try me, try me. Let's say we continue not to do that, and we don't want to do that, and we don't want to face the storm, we don't want to face the trials, we don't want to face the tribulation, we don't want to face the rape, we don't want to face the abuse, we don't want to face the lost parents, we don't want to face the abortion, we don't want to face the pain, the drug abuse, we don't want to face it. Your story will always be incomplete. And whenever your story is incomplete, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's happened to me, is that excuses always come about. But the crazy thing about excuses is that they always make sense to the people who are making them. They always made sense to me. In fact, I found comfort in them. I found security in them. I found a sense of belonging in my excuses. Have you ever found a sense of belonging in yours? Because there's one thing that we can be honest and real about, is that all of us have made excuses in some point in time. Oh, the excuse of, I don't have more money. The excuse of, I don't have the friends. Oh, the excuse of, oh, I'm tired. Oh, the alarm clock didn't go off. Oh, I have all this stuff to do today. Oh, I got the kids. I got this. I got that. No, 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 no. The excuses always make sense to the people who are making them. Wow. Wow. Then that leads us to asking the heartbroken question. And that question is whenever you have to face yourself in the mirror, whenever you look in the mirror, whenever I look in the mirror, we have to look in the mirror and we have to ask ourselves this one thing. And that one thing is, am I amazing? Can I love myself? Is the real me there? Is the mask fully off? Am I who I'm supposed to be right now? Because your excuses will tell you otherwise. Your excuses will say, nah, maybe on Monday, maybe on Friday, maybe next week, next month, next year. Did you know that saying that I'm going to go on a trip next year, that's a poor excuse for why you can't go on a trip next week? Oh, but I have work. Wow. Wouldn't that in turn be an excuse? Well, I don't have the money. Isn't that an excuse? Well, I don't have the time. Isn't that an excuse? These excuses always make sense to the people who are making them. I fell in this category. You, chances are, fell in this category. Did you not? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. I did. But if there's one thing that changed it, so I asked that question, why am I not amazing? It was because I made excuses and not adjustments. Now, I'm not asking you to change everything. I'm not asking you to change your shoes. I'm not asking you to change your phone number. I'm not asking you to change your underwear. Maybe you should. I don't know. I'm asking you to make an adjustment. No longer make the excuses, make the adjustment. Don't make the excuses, make the adjustment. What areas of your life can you start making an adjustment in now? The adjustment that's going to change everything. The adjustment that's going to induce motivation. The adjustment that is actually going to perpetuate and fuel success. When you do that, you can actually begin to love what you do. In fact, it'll come to that point that you love what you do so much that you don't need a snooze button. I'm going to say that one more time just in case you missed it. You're going to love what you do so much that you don't have the need to hit snooze. Instead, the alarm clock is going to literally grow an arm and try to snooze you instead of you smacking over hitting the snooze. You're going to outdo the alarm clock. You're going to outdo the beep, beep, beep. You're going to outdo the buzz, buzz, buzz. Why? Because all the fuzz, fuzz, fuzz was lifted off of you from creating and crafting your story, then bringing it into your vision. Then you knew where you were going. Then you didn't make the excuses anymore. You made the adjustments. leading you to the point that you love what you do so dang much that you don't need the snooze button every time for empower. Like, I didn't set an alarm today because I didn't need it. I didn't need the alarm. Inside, it was programmed. There was an internal alarm that went off. Why? Because I love what I do. I love you. I love showing up to this and bringing some value that might potentially change your life. You might just get that one nugget one time and it might change your life. You might just be like, dude, this dude's crazy wild energy. I don't know what happened. Whatever we did at the beginning, dude, but you just turned me into a wild banana octopus with some what kind of wings? Owl wings. That doesn't even make sense. I know it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. This whole process ain't going to make sense. Leaving your job behind once and for all, that doesn't make sense. I'm not telling anyone to leave their job behind. I'm only saying things that I've done. Why? Because I was done with the excuses. Instead, I made the adjustments. I had to adjust into this new person. I had to fail into this new person. Fail into the new you. Fail into the future version of you. The you who you know when you're watching a show and you hear that song, or maybe you're playing that movie or the theme song or whatever it is. That you come to life. And you no longer feel dead. You no longer feel zombified. Love what you do so much that you don't need the snooze button. In fact, I'm going to encourage you right now, to comment below that you are going to commit to loving what you do so much. You're going to chase this thing so much that you are not going to hit that snooze button ever, ever, ever again. Make that decision, make that commitment. Right here, right now. Everything changes in a decision. Everything does. Everything that you want is on the other side of the decision that confronts your fear. After you love what you do so much that you don't need a snooze button, now is the time to get to work. Now is the time to climb the hill. The wolf on the hill isn't as hungry as the wolf that is climbing the hill. Write that one down for your notes. Get this one tattooed on you if you'd like to. The wolf on the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill. Why? Because the wolf on the top of the hill, he's already made it. He or she's there. They can see everything. They got the view. But to the wolf that's climbing, to the one who's going through the battle, going through the pain, going through the struggle, going through the sacrifice, they are the one who has everything to lose. It's either climb or die. And in this process, you're gonna get hit with some boulders, yes. Maybe the pebbles. Maybe there's a snake that's gonna come and bite you. You know snakes. I know snakes. We all know snakes. We all know them. But in that process, your character is built. Your character is established. Who you actually are in alignment with your vision and your story is going to keep you going. That little bit of my story, now that I know it, has me, I don't want to be up late. No, I want to be up early. I don't got time to waste anymore. Why? Because my story is not in alignment with my vision. My real story, the story I was running from, the story I shared with you. Like I said, there's a lot more that goes into that story. Maybe we'll get into that in a different episode. But what's yours? The hardest walks, number 8, always lead to the greatest destinations. The hardest walks do. So whatever it is that you're going through, know that by following these 10 steps, executing them, writing it down, you are going to start a hard walk, but it always yields the greatest destination. It always brings you to the top. Well, Jay, I'm at the bottom. Are you sure? Is it the bottom or is it your bottom? Because I felt like I was at the bottom for the longest time until I realized that it was my bottom. It wasn't actual reality. No, it was a perceived reality that led me back into this lie that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't amazing. Wow. Understanding that the hardest walks lead to the greatest destinations, but it also leads to the greatest feats of character, the greatest feats of strength. Look at the movie Hercules. Hercules. He went through it with Philatides, the trainer of heroes. He went through it. He had to. And then he got to the highest of highs, got comfortable because he had the view, but he had to come down the mountain to reestablish that character. He had to grab others and bring them up the mountain. Your calling involves that. So we can either sit there and have this little pity party and think that you have it bad, think that I have it bad, when in reality we don't. Because if you're watching this right now, you don't have it bad. Give me a break. If I'm watching this right now, I don't have it bad. Give me a break. It's perceived value. Nothing more, nothing less. The toughest climbs lead to the best views. Number 10. You get this, your life's changed. Show what you're made of, and the right people will show up in your life. Demonstrate who you are. Share that story. Share those gifts. Share the talent. Share the dreams. Share who you really are. The only reason that you don't want to share is because you were sharing who you really are with the wrong people. The people who shouldn't have been there in the first place. The people who influenced you in the first place. That's the only reason that me, we won't share who we really are. Why? In fear that somebody is going to look at us wrong and say, nah, I don't want you. I don't want you. Just know that when you show what you're made of, when you sing and you know you're a singer, and you dance and you know you're a dancer, if you act and you know that you're an actor, if you speak and you know that you're a speaker, if you love and you know you're a lover, you're going to bring about the right people. They will show up in your life if you are, only if, and this is the great contingency, only if you are showing what you're made of. Has to be in alignment with the story, then the vision, then knowing what road. Because remember, if you, if me, if we don't know where we're going, any road is bound to take us there. Take this away. Share it. Tag some friends in this video. I know that this is kind of a little bit of a different version or different style of Empower Hour. But I'm glad it turned out this way. So if you found this helpful, useful, insightful, maybe a little bit, just a little bit motivational, maybe a little bit energetic, and you're going to go and apply this to your day. You're going to take it out into the world, and you're going to show them what you're made of, so then you can reverse that cycle and start to bring about people in your life who you know need to be there. Your support system, your community, your loved ones. The ones who actually want more for you. The ones who will let you expose and shine your gift. And you go out and shine that in places that you could have never imagined that you'd shown anything.
I smell the fire paint on your back. It's making me not breathe.
I'll be out in just a minute, okay? Give me a pound it. All right, I'll see you in just a second, okay? share this video. Tag some friends in it. Tag a family member. If you're going to do this, you can take the right hand, close the fist, make the power dot. So whenever life does get in the way, you say, Shamanaya! Shamanalanda! Paya! And you pop in before it pops you. Place your heartbeat with me. This is my dot. I define my life, nobody else. I take full responsibility for myself. And today's my day. And it will absolutely most always positively be, should we pull our cars up and gash up at the motivation station. And so stay tuned for this next upcoming Thursday as we're going to be going into some more in-depth motivational content that is going to blow your mind. It's going to make you want to sing. It's going to make you want to dance. It's going to make you want to do whatever it is that you ultimately are called to do. And it's going to be powerful. Share this video. Tag some friends in it. God bless you. God keep you. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Empower Hour. Adios, guys.